Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Intuitive Card Pools with Kat tonight, and I'm Jennifer Hartz, the creator. I was going to say the owner, the creator and founder of the Connected Soul Network. So this is always streamed live every second Tuesday. Yes, every second Tuesday in the Connected Soul Network Facebook group. But we are doing, since I'm here, I don't come anymore. It's so fun, but Kat she's just so brilliant at it herself that I don't join her much. I'd like to, but honestly, I also have I'm going to be on a working back end here. It's like a co-working session for me. Okay, so anyways, I digress. Look, we already got a comment. Let's see. What up? Michael Adams says, good evening. Did you see it, Kat, on the thing? Just want to make sure. Okay, perfect. All right. So we're testing out StreamYard because it just has the best time to delay or not have a delay on Facebook. And I'm going live tonight on my personal Facebook page and in my YouTube channel because I wanted to just give people a taste of the events that are happening in the Facebook group. Since I'm here, I'm like, let's do it. And we have a very awesome special happening right now in the network for anyone who wants to join us as a member. We have over 12 current reoccurring monthly events with 3 new events starting next month. 2 are in the Facebook group, 3 are in the regular group, members only. And the best part is we have a bonus that is happening. This is an old banner, so it's not actually I should have fixed it when we were sitting here chatting it up. That's what we do. But anyways, anyone who joins us as a new member between November 1st and November 16th in the Connected Soul Network membership, which is the minimum tier is $25 a month for explorers and $33 a month for guides. That will give you access to all of the events, members, and all of the Facebook events as well, plus the replays. So it's an amazing deal. And we have 25 prizes that our guides donated because we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. So a ton of guides have donated these amazing prizes, not prices, but they are worth a lot of money, over $6,200 in prizes. So basically right now, if you join us before the 16th of November, you are guaranteed a prize at this point. I will just say that. So if you've been thinking about it, do it. Also, I am I am raising the prices. I don't have an exact date. I will give everybody a heads up, but I'm like, what's holding you back? What have you been waiting for? The events are amazing. Last night at the group coaching call with Melissa Acuna, everybody got a hot seat reading first and foremost, 15 minutes each, and just channeled intuitive guidance on moving forward in our life and or business, because they're directly related, at least for me. And I was like, dude, if someone just called Melissa and got a reading from her, that's already $100 value, and you're paying $33 for one event. That's not even including all of the amazingness that is in there. I can't even tell you how awesome it is. Which is why I am like, Astra's in the house. What? Astra has an awesome event, a group coaching call also with NLP tools. Book a session with Astra. Blind spot awareness is $33 alone. So it is a no-brainer inviting you to join us. I just wanted to make that announcement before I add Kat up here. That's who you really came to see. So let me go ahead and move on. You can join us even after the 16th. You just miss out on the prizes and the special VIP events that we are going to do for people. So let me tell you about Kat, though, because she is freaking rocks. She is definitely a fan favorite, has the best energy and laugh and sense of humor and wittiness. So if you are meeting her for the first time tonight, you are in for a treat. She's an intuitive and a psychic. She's been connecting with spirit and the divine since a small child and began doing tarot in her late teen years. She's a passionate student of all things metaphysical. She incorporates the hibiscus crystal moon healing method, the foundations of crystal healing set forth by Dale Walker, with channeled intuitive guidance for her healing sessions. I totally messed that up. Kat also does, I think I recovered okay though. Kat also does intuitive tarot readings for clients and on her social media pages. And in the Connected Soul Network Facebook group. Thank you, Kat, for that. She loves all types of music, food, like all good Tauruses do, and laughing with anyone who will join her. So, Kat, I'm going to be hanging out backstage. You got the comments on the right here. Tana's here. Hi, Tana. And if you are wherever you're viewing this, please go to the caption section and give StreamYard permission, if you will, so that we can see your name. Otherwise, we just see your comment. So you have to like put your name. But I told Kat, I said, you don't even need people's names to give them readings because you're just, you know, connecting with them on a different level anyways. But Kat, if you have questions or you need anything from me, just holla, bala, okay? Take it away, girlfriend.
Okay, I'm unmuting now because I'm loud and proud and I will pick up all the wording and everything. I'm assuming you're still here, Jen. I can't see you in the StreamYard part. And everybody who is here and or in the chat, I'm streaming on my phone, but I have my computer up to read the questions. But my computer can't type answers back to you, so I'm just going to vocalize them. Just FYI for everyone in the future. Oh, yay, I see you, Jen. Thank you. I need my support system. Come back.
I'll stay on stage since you can't see me.
Thanks. You don't have to. Like, no pressure. Like, I love that you're here. Like, I feel like I'm getting like VIP treatment right now. When I see everybody in the chat, I'm so excited you're here. I don't have a Facebook group up, so I don't know if anybody's chatting in there or not. I'm excited to see you. Jennifer totally introduced me, and I was just about to like launch into who I am and what I do. I wrote that bio, and I forgot what I wrote in it, so I was kind of excited to hear it because when I started the network, I was so fresh. I had only been doing side stuff, you know, for friends and family, and I did the fairs, and I didn't really have to define who I was or what I was doing or how I was going to move forward in life, right? So when I wrote that, it was quite a feat for me to get anything out concrete about who I was or what I was doing. So those were a lot of the foundational things that I was gaining momentum with as I was starting to move into my purpose and my business and feel comfortable receiving any type of energy exchange in return for a gift that I was giving someone, much less money for it. So I do intuitive reads. That is, I rely heavily with channeling, and I'm working on mediumship. So I use all my tools are just that, they're tools. So if you're looking for someone who's going to tell you, you know, oh, this is the 5 of Cups in 5 days, you're going to get $3,000, I'm probably not the intuitive for you. However, I'm going to, when I pull cards, it's to help you connect in as intuitive way with, I named my business The Night Sky Within, because I believe that's what we all have inside of us. And that's what I want to explore with you, your inner night sky, and find all the stars and what they mean to you and brighten your sky up, right? So that's what we do when we do readings. That's me. Every second Tuesday of the month, I come on here and I'm doing live card pulls. Tonight, I pulled all my cards out. I'm not going to move my camera because I'm a hot mess express. Most of the time, my space is no different. Tonight, these are the cards that were at the bottom of the deck. And I just thought they were relevant and I wanted to share them. So we have the High Priestess. My camera. And I have, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that's a vibe. I feel like we're bringing those energies, sitting back in our power, confidence, maturity, fairness. I feel like that's in the ether for us. And we have the High Priestess, who is at the bottom of the deck making her appearance, which she feels to me like the same thing, sitting back in her power, but with information. She feels like the vibe that I feel is attracting everybody who's going to see this. And I'm excited that you're here if you're here, live or on the replay. The vibe is, yeah, you may be intuitive, but you have your facts to back you up. You did your homework. You did the class. You did your research. You have notes. You took screenshots. You know what's up. So you're sitting, it's like that in conjunction with this, right? So I feel like that's the vibe overall that's going to collect our tribe for the evening. And then I did a quick card pool just because I like to do that and it's fun. And I got new beginnings. So I feel like that energy is what's preceding and setting us up for this next step that we're about to take. Small, big, medium. We're that next thing, that energy is what's setting us up for it. Followed by this success. It was exactly 10 minutes on the clock. Success. And this is 10 of cups. Success. Right? So if you're here and you're worried about stuff, you got it. You got it. You took notes. You did the thing. You're fair. You're justified. You're sitting in your seated power. Okay. So I'm going to check the chat just to see if there's any questions. Anything goes on the live. If you want to, whatever you want to talk about, you have a question, I'm going to check it and I'm going to do my best to stay within an hour. But if I don't, you want to stay with me, we'll chat it out. So I'm going to look now, profile style. Let's see.
We're clear. Clear.
Okay. Do. Was it just you? I don't think it's going to let me.
No, you're good. I'm here, so I'll watch the comments for you. It was just me.
Oh, okay. It looks like
I can
someone
tell you,
says,
that's Astra says, how do I relax and stay grounded?
You know, that's so funny because you seem like you're going to be good and easy at that, right? I just saw your, oh, look at that. I just saw your social media page and I believe you were doing a photo shoot. That was you, right? Like you were doing a photo shoot, looking amazing. Was that you? I'm like eyeballing the comments. I'm like, was it you, Astra? I'm pretty sure it was you. And I was like, what? Gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. Okay. Yeah, it was with the balloons. That's exactly the one. I was like, hello. Okay. So I'm tapping into your energy and it feels like, and this was the card that came out, movement fast, feels fast. So how do I stay grounded and and relax? Yeah, that's definitely an energy that's elusive, right? I feel anxiety. So I'm just gonna, woo, do you snap? Are you a snapper? Is that like your music thing? I feel like this energy. I feel like a snapping energy. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a beat. You have big energy. And I'm gonna breathe. And I'm gonna ground it out. You're good at grounding, but I feel like there's like a thing that's almost like this little piece between the allowing of yourself to feel grounded and the fear of endedness. It's almost as if once you get the ball rolling, we can't stop the ball. Does that make sense? It feels like almost as if the feeling feels like as if if you stop, that's it. Does that make sense to you? You're not a person of ended states, right? Which I can imagine that feeling of that. And I don't want to say fear because I don't want to put emphasis on that particular energy. I want to say more like I feel this like if I ever say anything that makes you uncomfortable and you don't want to talk about on a live with other people, just shout it out in the chat and I will redirect immediately. But I definitely feel that there are some shame wounds embedded within that, almost as if it's a bypassing of those things. So if I stop, then that particular wound is going to be exposed. So I have to finish fast and get through it and like push and brave through it, but it's still there. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Yeah, if you stop, you won't start again, right? Because the stakes are too high. The stakes are too high. Like I feel like the shoulders coming up in stress and like this, that the energy feels like, ooh, like that. Okay, I agree. I feel like your guys are like, well, what are you going to tell her? How does she fix that? Because she feels frustrated about that. I feel like if you talk to yourself the way you would talk to a client, you would have an answer for yourself. I feel this here. Like if you were here, you touch my cheeks, they're on fire. you have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself everything that you are giving to everyone else. Okay? I'm trying to check the, okay. There's no end. Okay, I'm just going to tell you the words I hear. Everything finishes, but that doesn't mean everything's over. I hope that hits and resonates, because I feel like that's what they want to tell you. That just because you finish a piece doesn't mean that everything's done. Even if it's a project, that ended state isn't really ended. You're still here, right? Like there's still more. It's the infinity sign. It's the bridge. It's the, you're good at this little piece, right? You wouldn't be good at it if you hadn't had a lot of experience with it. I hope I'm not harping on it too much, right? Because you have a beautiful, delicate energy that I would never want to make feel bad at all. So I want to make sure that you're understanding that you're so worthy and so fabulous that you're allowed to stop too. And just because you stop to look around to see what's going on doesn't mean it's over, ended, or failure. Mistakes aren't failure. Perfection's not real. You know that. You give that consistently, but you don't always hold on to that. Does that make sense? Yes, everything finishes, but it doesn't mean it's over. Yes. Okay, Astra, talk to me. What else is coming up for you? What's the block? I feel like there's like a little, like a wall that popped up. What's that? If you want to talk about it, you don't have to. It's totally fine. I'm not sure. It just says Facebook user too, so.
It's Astra. I'm watching.
It is. Okay. Oh, yay, Jen. Yes, makes sense. Yeah, I feel like, oh, sorry, Jen. I just want to say, I feel like you can't fail though. Like, it's not like you can't fail. Cause I just saw this great post on the internet about positivity, like detrimental positivity or whatever it was, like catastrophic. You can't fail. There's no way to end it. You know what I mean? But it's true. Like there's no way that this doesn't work out for you. I don't know what the block is. Do you feel like there is a block?
She said give it to her straight also.
Okay. Sometimes it feels like a wall. Okay, so I very clearly see the image in my head. I don't know if you were ever a runner or you jumped hurdles, but I feel like this particular block comes up when there's something that you know is on the other side that you can handle, but you just don't want to actually, that you know once you jump into it, there's no jumping out of it. So the image is like almost like a track, but not a track. And it's almost like a retracting wooden wall coming up and down. I feel like that's the block. It pops up when you're like, it turns out I don't really want to look at that right now. And it comes down a little, but it's so easy for you to jump over, but you just have to decide you're ready to jump over it. What is that block specifically? I think it's a moving piece. There's a lot of stuff on the back burner for you that you push through because your goal and your purpose in life is to help everyone else. That there's some of the old wounds that are still back there, and they never leave us, right? That's what makes us good at what we do, especially as healers and coaches, and you give the best advice, right? But the people who give the best advice lived through something worth earning that advice from. But those things are still in the back burner and they still deserve your attention and your love, and that's you. And so I feel like it's almost as if there's separate parts of you that want to come in to one piece so that it's whole again. And then that's where the wall comes up. I acknowledge your presence, but I can't have you all the way inside of me yet. I'm not ready to fully incorporate. I know you're there and I'm incorporating. You're doing everything right. You're nothing wrong. But there's still like, that's enough. That's enough for right now. And then it'll come down so you can acknowledge it. And when it gets too close, you say, that's enough for right now. And that's part of that. I can't relax because I have to be busy, because I have to keep the wall moving back up so that I can still feel safe and move forward and continue and survive. Does that make sense? I forgot to say this. I'm a lady on the internet. I'm totally allowed to be wrong. Don't forget that. You know you best. I'm talking to everybody right now. Take what I say as a pearl of truth. If it's not hitting, 1, tell me. 2, leave it. Maybe it'll come in handy later on in life, or it'll make sense later. And again, I don't have to be right. So we don't have to stretch to make it fit. If I'm wrong, we'll move on and we'll redirect. So let's see. Yeah, the emotional, yeah, honestly, it really did feel almost as if things burning on a back burner behind you, and then like this wall coming up and then coming down, the wall coming up and coming down. But in order to keep that wall coming up, you got to keep moving. And just knowing that that's the cycle we're in allows you to recognize when it's happening, so then you can look at it directly. You have a big toolbox. I feel like immediately, like, you have a big toolbox to know how to deal with a lot of stuff when you're ready to deal with all the stuff, right? Like, you're good at that. It's like a jam. Like, you're like, oh, okay, I can make this gel. I got this. This totally flows. You're a musician. Yeah, you make music. You know how to make the notes work, all of that, right? So, like, you know how to make this work, but it's knowing how to integrate it back into the song that already exists. So it's knowing the rhythm of the wall and what's behind it as percussion or whatever, however you layer music in for yourself, like that. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Yes, how to integrate it into you. Exactly. 100%. And shame. Excuse me. Oh, my nose even went on the shame one. And my cheeks are hot again. Let's ground that out really fast, though. Okay. Notice when shame shows up for you. And it may not show up for you in a typical way. You are not required to be beautiful. You are beautiful. You are not required to be beautiful. That's straight from the ether. You are beautiful. You're not required to perform to be beautiful for anybody. You simply are. You have to try. You are. I hope that makes sense. Yes, notice when shame shows up for you and how it colors your choices and which way you're moving and stuff. 22:11 on the clock right now. That's super big. And it's a sneaky one. You know, blind spots. Oh, you're the blind. You just, Jen just said you're doing a blind spot thing. And you know better than anyone else in the room right now that it's called a blind spot for a reason, right? But now that you know, you teach this. Now that you know what to look at. You can take all the steps that are necessary. You're so welcome. I have so much love for you. And I follow you all. Beep, boop, beep. Like, love, share. I didn't notice if anyone else had questions. I will get hyper fixated and focused. So hopefully
no questions yet.
Okay.
I did, if you're watching this right now, there's a couple people here live. Hello, welcome. And go ahead and drop a question. Do know that this is streaming over the internet in multiple places. So I do want to give that disclaimer. It's usually only in the Facebook group, but today we are giving everybody off. Thanks, Astra, for joining us. Astra has to
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Astra. You helped me with my question. Look at that. Planted 2 seeds, grew 2 plants with 1 seed. I love that.
It's thematic, right? Like when you're that old adage, like your vibe attracts your tribe. It's totally true. Like I just was talking to some people at an event about the concept of energy and how it attracts and how it dispels. It's like magnets. You can't keep them apart once they're just pulled together because the energy matches. There's something about it that pulls them together. And conversely, if you flip them around, you can't put them together without incredible force. They're not meant to be. So if you're meant to be here, you're going to naturally be attracted. And if it has nothing to do with you, there's a good reason you just wouldn't have never showed up. So whenever you go to a live where they're giving intuitive reads or information, or if you're really in touch with your higher self and you're looking for signs and synchronicities, all of the situations you find yourself in, there will be pearls and little bits that are there specifically for you. So keep your eye out for them. And just if it scratches in your brain, it's probably for you. Like as silly and cliche as it sounds, like when you're scrolling through social media and they're like, if you saw this video, it was probably for you. And it seems like a sales pitch, but there's a level of truth to that. There's no coincidences in life. So if you stopped and you were like, okay, maybe it's they look great, and there's something in there. Maybe not all of it, but there might be like a little bit in there for you. So Okay, wait, somebody said something. Thank you, Kat. I love you. I love you too. I bet that was Astro. Bye. I have a okay. Oh, you did have the same block. Okay. Like with the not slowing down and all that good stuff. Okay.
Kat, can you see on the screen when I put the comment up there? Look at your phone. Look at your phone.
Oh yeah, I can. My glasses aren't audible. Oh yeah, I can. Yes, I can. You're so smart. Look how smart you are.
Isn't that the coolest thing ever? This is why I love
That is cool.
StreamYard. There's your question.
I think I was talking to you already probably when I was like, is it going to hit the right people to help? Like whatever you're doing is going to be the right thing because it's the right thing for you to do. Whatever energy you're giving up, a very wise person once told me, you have something to give and the universe just needs you to find a place for people to show up to find it. It was Jen. Jen told me that. So like, uh, but it's the same concept. Once you put this piece of yourself, writers, I write too, and I get that. It's hard because when you are creative and you're creating and you're making this thing, you're birthing this thing, it's incredibly intimate. Like if you're not a writer, it's a really difficult experience to try to describe that because it's this thing you're creating from these special, intimate, quiet places inside of you, and you're dragging them out. And you can obsess over one or two words, and you're like, does that right? Does that change everything? So it's like this really intimate place. Yes, slow's the right energy for writing. Fast isn't always a good thing. Look at that balance pops out. It's a bit of both. It's not going so slow that you give up because you feel like you don't see progress, and it's not going so fast that you feel sloppy because those words came to my mind. If you go too fast, you may not be sloppy, but you may feel sloppy because you pushed. And so you work with energy. I know you do. So I feel like I want to tell you this. You're aware of when resistance shows up for you. I feel like you're actually really good at spotting this in yourself and in other people. Sometimes you plow through your own boundaries, though, unfortunately, and that's probably why this balance is being called for you. Oh, you did ask. Yeah, I feel like your guys are like, you didn't answer his question. Yeah, I think whatever it is that you actually write is going to definitely hit the spot, and the right people are going to find it. Let's see. Yes, um, yes, it's so raw and so vulnerable. Okay, this is it. This is what your guys want to tell you. So and this is going to be for lots of places in your life, not just this one thing, but this one thing is so intimate for you, this writing experience, this piece that is literally feels really defining to you, feels very defining moment. It's not all encompassing, but it does feel defining at the same time. It's like you come up and you feel resistance because I know you work with energy. So when you're like this, you can feel the end. Or if you go like this and you can feel where your energy is, you can feel resistance in the same sort of essence. So when you're moving through an idea and you're like, I got to push through this, there's resistance there. I feel like your guys want to be like, you are on a level now where you know there's work to be done there. You can't bulldoze. You can't bulldoze anymore. This is too important to you and special. And when that is a thing and you're putting it out there as that, all of the same people who will match your energy deserve the same respect for you as you deserve for yourself. Does that make sense to you? Because I feel like that's an important concept. You want to give greatness to people, but you deserve the same respect for yourself. You deserve to move through every piece of it with respect and dignity and grace and gratitude. And that's really important as you move through this incredibly intimate process because it feels so intimate. It's almost raw in pieces and blossomed and all kinds of beautiful things. Okay, yeah. So when you come up on a piece that you feel particularly stuck and you're sensing resistance, and it's internal, right? Because this is your intimate internal expression and process. When you're there, that's a great place to stop and say, why is this not working? What about me is not in alignment with this piece? What do I need to look at again? What isn't processed fully that I thought was processed? What's that old spiritual concept of the spiral? We start here, but we go around. Life keeps going around. Life keeps going around. So, but if you draw a line, we keep coming around to the same themes and issues in life, just at a broader, more perspective from our growth. So it's the same thing with our lives and our intimate projects. So those things that you're stuck on or that you're not sure what to do with, it's an old thing that you have come back around again to reprocess in a new way, to grow bigger and brighter, and to be able to move through differently. Does that help or make sense? You so will help so many people. And one of the ways how you're going to do that, your guides are very insistent about this, but they're very gentle. They have like very gentle energy because you have power, but you also have like a kill switch where you're like, too much. I don't like that. You know what I mean? So they're gentle. Your guides have gentle energy, but they really want you to know that in order to be I'm not going to use those words, in order to feel like you are doing your best work, which you are always doing your best work because you're amazing, you deserve respect. You deserve to give yourself enough respect to that boundary that you hit on whatever issue it is that you're coming across in your book. Even if it doesn't make sense, if you stop and you think about what preceded it and what you want to follow it, or if it's not the thing that you're working on, those things need attention. Because I just keep circling back to this being such a raw, vulnerable, beautiful, intimate. It's not a story. It's like a revelation, right? And as you reveal these things, they deserve your respect as much as they deserve everyone's respect. So I feel like that's a big theme for you to be able to, the kill switch, like legit. I feel like they're like, if nobody pushes too hard, that's not cool. But that's one of your boundaries, right? And so you recognize that and you respect that and you understand that. So it's the same thing when you're going through your creative processes. If it feels too fast, it is. If it feels too slow, it is. Now, in your spiritual journey that you're on now you can ask why. Why does that not work for me? What about this situation? Is it pushing against a boundary that I need to acknowledge now? Is this a boundary out of like a safety precaution that I've created for myself because of past incidences? Is this a fear thing? That kind of thing. So that's the work that you can do to move through that. I pulled absolutely like BS cards. Do you want me to pull cards? Let me see. Oh, that's Jennifer. I was like, somebody wrote something. Okay. Yeah, it's true. They meet your energy. Like, I agree with you. Like, I feel like this network has such in touch, genuine, intuitive people that don't just want 3, 3, 3, 3 on the clock when you talked about that. The people and the guides in this group are so actually in alignment with the work that they're doing that they understand. I don't know immediately, but they understand and they listen when they see another person's energy and how they deserve and need to be treated in order to feel respected and included and part of the community. And I love that about this network. Like if you come with an energy, they're going to make space for you. And if you have another energy and you just need to be gently held, they come there for you with that. So you're so right. I'm so with you on that. This this network is full of that. So I pulled a card for you because, I didn't pull any cards and I did call it like card pulling night. Where's the camera? We got power. I think this might be like the Chariot card in this one. But it's power and strength. And for me, I feel like the message for the card is you are in your power, but you're in the driver's seat now. You know those dreams that people talk about where are you driving in your dream or are you a passenger or wherever you are? I feel like at this point, you're now in the driver's seat. And if you haven't been driving your life, it's a little bit nerve wracking. Like, I'm not sure. Is this like, am I getting it too much? Did I, you know what I mean? How do I how do I stop gently when you're coming up to a stop sign if you've never been the one doing the stopping, you know? Or you've always had someone in the passenger seat just talking shit to you the whole time, so you don't know how to regulate. So it's almost as though like you've come into your seat of power, which is so in line with these cards, the theme of the night, coming into alignment with your power, checking your notes, checking your list twice, all of that good stuff, right? So this is you. Yep, yep, yep. Hi, Jen. I don't. Hi. And so yeah, I feel like this is you. You've definitely stepped in to this place of power, and I feel like they want to say too. There was a significant amount of self-sabotage up to this point in your life, but there's a significant reduction of that now, and acceptance and allowance and the ability to look past what if on the bad side to what if on the good side for whatever that does or doesn't mean to you. So did I actually answer your question or did I just ramble for like 45 minutes? Talk to me. Excuse me. For sure, I think so too. Like a million cajillion percent. Hi, Jennifer. I feel like there's no picture, but I feel like, are you Jennifer from I did ramble. God, I love you so much. That's Jen from Feathered Sage, right? Is that Jennifer?
No, wrong Jen. It's Jen from Mount Shasta. My friend Jen. She's been to your pools before. It's been a while.
That's okay. Don't be mad at me. Like, if I don't have a picture of your face, I'm sort of a spaz.
That's
obviously
so
after my 45-minute ramble.
I can see her picture. Maybe it's because she's my friend on Facebook. Is that no? Because that shouldn't matter.
I think it's because I signed in on my laptop, but my laptop isn't signed in to like my YouTube or other stuff. So it says it wants me to link my account. And I think that might be why.
Maybe.
But I probably would be able to see it on here in this chat, but then I can't see my own fabulous face or yours, and I'll get super lost.
That's all right. Okay.
I know. What a knucklehead.
All right, we're open for another question.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
If anyone's here and they have a question, drop it in the chat. 1, 2, 3, go. If not, I'll always take a card. I'm pretty
Oh, yeah.
On what I need to do or not do. However, I'm like, if no one is here, I shall fill up the time.
Okay.
Callers, are you there?
Oh, I'm always willing to just say stuff. Okay.
Oh, Jen wants a question. She just doesn't know what to ask. How about Carissa? Carissa, do you have a question? Hi, we love you and we miss you. Jen, you can always just say, what do my guys want me to know right now? That's what I do, and I don't know what to ask. Or Kat, do you have preferred questions?
No, like whatever you want to talk about is fine. If I can answer it, I'll tell you. But if it's like a weird one and I can't tap in, I'll be like, well, let's whittle it down to see what we're really talking about. Yeah. I did pull this. So we got some
is that for me?
I don't know. I think this is for maybe more people that are popping in and out. It's more like I want to say the word like addiction, but it's not like hardcore addiction. It's more like leaning into bad habits of like either to distract you or fill in so you don't have to look at stuff. So I feel like distractions, but addictive distractions. So if this is resonating with anybody, like then like four more cards pulled out. And I have 2 of Swords, which feels like I don't want to make a choice right now. There's something I need to do, and I'm gonna have to talk about it or face somebody, and I don't want to do it. So I feel like I'm seriously distracting myself. And then I have 6 of Swords. Yeah, definitely needing to face a situation, and walking away is awful, but sometimes that's what we have to do in certain situations, or give something or someone up. And that's why we drag our feet, because giving people up is crazy hard. Lots of Swords. We have the King of Cups. This one feels like this one's tough. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I kind of want to say it's like a masculine relationship, and I kind of want to feel like I want to say it's Um, and I want to say it's like overly emotional in regards to that relationship, which would make sense why it's difficult to walk away from that energy of this space. I'm not saying it's a father figure or anything like that because it doesn't feel like that, but it does feel like potentially that male energy is a little bit domineering. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. But I don't feel like this is an actual rescue. I think that's what you're distracting yourself with, waiting to be rescued and finding someone else to do the dirty work for you. But you have to do the dirty work. You have to stop being distracted in life and you have to do the dirty work. It's hard, but it's worth it. I promise. It's
that was all for me. Thank you so much. Huh? That was all for me. Thank you so much.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh God, I feel so much better because I randomly just was like, all right, I'll just pull cards for whoever then. Okay, cool.
It was for me. Well, because I said pull cards for me since no one's here. But Carissa said that makes sense for me. So Carissa, thanks for joining us. And earlier we literally did one reading and someone else said that also makes sense for me. And then we were talking about how it was like, oh, hey, I saw Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Vanessa was the first one to ask a question. Yes, Vanessa, please put your question in there. And then
please.
In the chat. She's watching on YouTube. So anyways, Carissa, and then we were talking about how when we come, we're here for a reason, which is what I believe. And so one answer might be for someone else too. But that resonated for me as well. Okay, Vanessa has a question. And then Carissa would
ready for you.
Also.
You got it.
I didn't see Vanessa up there earlier. Sorry, Vanessa. And then Jen said she wants to ask a question, but she doesn't know what to ask. So, Jen, if you have a specific question, or you can just say you want a card pull and see what comes up.
Jen's going to ask about the same thing that you need to talk about too, I bet.
No, I think that that was for me, that last one. Or, well.
No, yeah, it was. Yeah, I feel you. That makes sense. It does, because it felt pretty specific with the amount of cards that were coming out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
I got you, Vanessa. Go ahead and drop it, and I'm waiting for you. I got you. Yeah, you deserve to be waited for.
Who? Me?
Vanessa.
Are you a question I don't see yet? Oh, you deserve to be waited for.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, holding on to other people's opinions is not worth your time either.
Okay,
yeah, you're worth so much more than that.
Oh,
yeah, totally fine.
You don't even need a question. You're just pulling out cards, giving advice. I love it.
Who knows? I could totally be wrong, but I'm just waiting for her. I'm giving her energy. I want to give her space, sacred safe space. So I feel like she needs that.
All right, and then Carissa card pull, Jen card pull after that.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, maybe Vanessa, if things are ending. Hi, Tana. How's it going? Yeah, but it's fast. Vanessa. I've been doing everything I was supposed to do. Okay. So let's pull a card about it. Okay. I'm gonna reshuffle though. Let's put some different energy into it. So if you would do me a huge favor and say things to yourself that feel in alignment with what I started with. You deserve to be held in safe, sacred space. You're not a burden. You're not a burden. Like, I feel like that's important. Like, you deserve to be waited for. Everything you need is crazy valid. You're not over exaggerating. You're not doing it wrong. Like, I feel like that whole vibe that we started with still stands. Like, you deserve to be waited for. And if people have to wait, like, that's okay. That's okay. You deserve to take that space up because you're the sun. Like, that's you. There's about to be like a new thing happening. I feel like you're moving into something different and new. And I had pulled the death card earlier, so there was like an ending of something. And it wasn't death like I don't want to say like it's bad, like because it doesn't feel health-wise. I don't give medical or any of like kind of that advice because I'm not qualified to do that. That's not my jam, and I feel like it would be irresponsible. So when I talk about things that are new or birthing or like that, it's going to be energetic, perspective wise, inner knowing, knowledge, and your choice points in life. Because that's really where I'm going to focus people on is choice points. Because really that's genuinely the best power that we have in life is our personal choice points. So I want to help you find a place where your compass, your inner compass, this is my like go-to lingo. Your inner compass is pointing where your true north is, so that when you make choices, you know where your north star is in life. Like this is my true desire in life. This is what I need, love, want, desire, and this is where I'm pointing in relationship to the direction of my life. Right? You deserve to have that. I'm not reading at all. Oh, and you're Leo? Yeah, baby. Shocker. Look at that. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I feel like you need to take up more space in life because I also pulled these cards. Nine of Cups, regret, which isn't that surprising because you feel sort of, if the feeling I got from your question was feeling frustrated and as if like a no-win situation. I do this, it doesn't work. I do this, it doesn't work. I do that, it doesn't work. And I get the feeling that there's some outside influence that is whether it's outside, it feels like it's back here. It could even be internal, like the voice in your head. It feels just like in the background, like of like wearing you down about what you feel is right. And so it's sort of hard to keep pushing against what you actually want, whether it's other people's opinions, advice, direction, whatever it may be. Um, just checking in with you to make sure if you have any comments at all and you want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it, or you're like, that's way off base, that's okay too. Just let me know because I don't want to push too hard or too deep for anybody that may be coming here for a reading because it is public. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Are you a mom? Are you a mom, Vanessa?
I don't think so.
No? I'm not going to get into your relationship with your mom if you're not a mom or if you are wanting that relationship, but I feel like there may or may not be like a motherhood wound. So it's going to be either of these things. Allowing yourself to be mothered and or over mothering. Does that make sense to you? Those two concepts, like those two feeling spaces. It's okay to say no. And I like totally don't have to be right. I will redirect if we need to. But that's the feeling I get. And I'm wondering if that's that theme, that of being held and cared for, potentially a little bit of because moms, sometimes as a mom, we get a little judgy, right? We have expectations and we hold, daughters to weird standards. And then over mothering. Let's see. I will leave that to what it is. So you don't have to comment if you don't want to. I feel like that's an issue though. So when you're looking at, I want to redirect to the actual question because I felt like you had a lot of energy coming up. Let's see. I have been feeling discouraged about, okay. So I feel like in relationship to that, there's going to be new opportunities and new ways for you to shine in your decision making and to feel confident in how you are handling your life. That just being one of the most highlighted spaces is this power, this empowerment to take care. It feels to me like there's potentially, there's some comments. I want to make sure I'm not disrespecting you if you spoke. Okay.
They're not relevant. They're mostly me.
No, okay, there was one. There was one. Okay, and that, yeah, I like that feeling back there. I feel like maybe it's this relationship. Be careful of doing the opposite. I feel energy coming forward again too. So I feel like that wound. I don't know if you were here earlier. There was a shame wound that showed up, and it sort of showed up in my cheeks. So potentially when you are making decisions, because I know you wanted to talk about your health specifically, when you are making decisions for yourself about yourself, I feel like there's an essence of shame involved in there. And it has something to do, I think, with this and your ability to feel competent as a human being. And there's a lot of regretful feelings. So now, like, this is you though. You're fantastic. Uh, Maybe you do feel a little infantilized, but that's neither here nor there, because I feel like everyone else that came here and that is sharing an energy, you're moving into this seated in your power. No, I know my shit. I'm using the other deck. I should have left it out, but it was she's sitting on the moon and she has took notes. I know my business. I know my business. I know what I'm doing. I have screenshots. I know what to do. And I'm going to sit in my power and make my good choices. And I don't have to answer to anyone. I'll take your comments, but I'm not gonna necessarily internalize them because I know me best. I feel like that's the energy you're moving into, right? You're loud and proud. Let's see. That's the shame, right? That's the shame. How can I help anyone if I can't help myself? But you are. But you are helping everyone. Just because something doesn't work right away or the first time, would you tell anyone else in your life to give up and that they were worthless and that their goal wasn't achievable or worthwhile to pursue? No. Hell to the no. No. My heart space is that. Listen, I'm going to give you permission and I'm going to tell you, you can do this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Don't stop. Keep trying. Reformulate. Try again. Repackage. Try again. Look, there's no shame in not achieving the ended state right away. That doesn't exist, right? Even when you get to what we think is our final best product, that doesn't necessarily mean it's ever going to be our final best product. It's just the next stage in the evolution of where we were going eventually. Don't give up. You are completely worthy, credible, and able to heal and help others. Just because this particular formula may not be working right now, this is a great time for you to, they want to be like, well, why? What are the extenuating factors in your situation that may be different that you can help alleviate for other women? Now that you know, how can you add that into your process? And sometimes the biggest part of healing is acknowledging someone else's struggle. And you're doing that. You're making space for people to be able to move into that space with you, right? That's part of the journey and the process. That shame that you feel, that's okay to feel it. And it's okay to look at it. And it's okay to know that that's not your ended state. It's one step, it's a wave within the ocean, but you're not drowning. You have this. I super duper believe in you. Okay. Does that help? Does that make sense? Yeah, that's okay. Like I'm wrong tons of times too. Fuck it. I just am like, you know what? Sometimes that's the way it is. Like that's okay. I accept that. I will deal with what I need to and figure it out and I'll pivot, right? Because I'm not in an ended state. And you know that. There's a lot of people on this that are gonna tap in and out of this that know that. Okay. I'm excited that you heard it. Do you feel complete? Do you feel better? You're good? I'm long-winded.
Yeah, we got a couple more too. So
yeah, it's okay. It's if you can't say that's okay, Jen. I'll finish though because I said I would and I will. It's totally up to you. Who is there anybody that needs to go right now that they want me just to pull a card real fast, or are we in order?
We have order. I'm a very orderly person. Carissa had wanted a card pull.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a question, Carissa, that you're looking for some information about?
Carissa, are you still here?
Are you still here, Carissa? Because if you're not, I'm just going to read the cards I pulled, and then you can like message later and be like yes or no or whatever. So I feel like you did have something specifically you wanted to talk about moving forward.
Hi, Carissa. Okay. I love you and I miss you. Thank you, Vanessa. That was amazing.
Seriously, thank you. Yes, thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa.
I believe in you.
Okay. Too. Legit. Okay, Carissa. The card I pulled out before you committed to being like, oh yeah, I have a question. I was like, yeah, you do. Is the Magician. You're looking to make things happen again. Like, and I wasn't going to say again, but again popped out. I feel like you feel as if you're rebooting. Like now it's time for you to do the same thing differently, but you don't like that feeling. How does that sound? Does that sound in line with what you're feeling? That's the way it sort of feels. but it definitely feels like a reboot and you're ready to do something. It's like you don't want to do the same thing, but you want to do the same thing, but it needs to be different. Not only it has to be, but I think to feel fired up again, it needs to be different from what you were doing before. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and then I pulled Four of Wands, happy family life. So sometimes, okay, this card has a lot of weighted feelings to it. And I don't like, this is not something I'm going to like discuss a lot on here, but I feel like this is a piece that is definitely making this piece feel a little bit more like this is the bump in the road. Like as if this wasn't a big enough bump, figuring it out, there's this other part you have to figure out to be able to do this in the first place. Does that make sense? So this is going to be what you make of it. If you want it to, like, I feel like you are alchemical. You are an alchemizer. You are the magician. You have some, I feel like if you weren't a shadow worker before, you're flourishing into a shadow worker. And that just simply means allowing people to dive deeper than they were able to dive before, because you've dived deeper now than you were able to dive before. And now you have this bigger, more complex place to pull from and to allow others to hold space, to be able to hold space for others to do the same thing. Right. Okay. So, but this is bump in the road, a kink in the plans. Okay. So I feel like your guides want to remind you that plans should be fluid. There's no supposed to or have to. There's no, and I'm going to say some stuff that I don't know that I would normally say. So I'm just going to say, so I'm trying not to edit. And you see this, I have the shame mark again coming through. There's no supposed to, there's no have to, there's no perfect. There's no success and failure. There just is. When you're in the flow, you just are, right? But then you're carrying some other things now. Like I said, you dive deeper in life, and there's new things. There's a complexity of things you're dealing with now that brought up some feelings that you weren't sure you were going to have to deal with again, but here they are, right? Yeah, and that this is a lot of that, right? It's just weaving now. Now it's just weaving and deciding, because I truly believe, like, flat line across the board, like, it's going to be what you are desiring and allowing. And I know that's a really tough thing to put on a person, because that's hard, and you feel, and I don't want to say it like, oh, you're going to welcome all your hardships. Not at all. Not at all. It's more of a, if I'm willing to let things flow and accept them as they are, so that I'm not always like swimming against the tide. You know what I mean? Like when you're out in the ocean, I don't know if ocean things matter to you. You're like I got a confirmation burp. I feel like if water is a big deal for you, excuse me. But you know, when they tell you that you can't, if like the riptide's coming for you, you can't swim against the riptide. You're just going to get jacked. You have to let it take you and then readjust, right? And then find the part that makes more sense for you to go to. I feel like that's the energy you're moving into. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because you're also the Queen of Wands. You're the Queen of growth, of steadiness, but she seems so smart, so interesting and lovely, right? And that's the face you're giving people, but it's not the face I feel like you're feeling, but it's definitely the face that people see. So, and then there's something with that too that I could be long-winded forever about it, but back to the beginning, how to move forward. I really feel like it's that ocean thing. Letting the riptide take you to a place where you're actually going to be able to redirect your energy. So it's that's another theme I feel like with the evening. It's recognizing where you're resisting and finding a place of allowance. And perfect's not real. It's just someone else's opinion. That's it. Right? Perfect's not real. It is. We are. and we aren't ended states, or we wouldn't still be here. So yeah, is that good? Like, it was exactly 1 hour when I said that. How are you feeling? Did that help, hinder?
Well, while
Clarity?
she's answering,
Yes. Keep going.
Jen Schaefer, are you here live? And do you have anything more specific other than just a card pull? Because Kat likes that better. If you do, earlier she didn't. And I do want to mention that if anybody wants to get a private reading and or other services that she offers, like crystal healings and a ton of other things, you can email her at starkat2015 and you can book a private reading with her. She does those virtually and now in person. She has an office in Modesto at the Feathered Sage Reiki and Wellness Center. And if you look on the screen right now, her email is coming up, starkat2015@gmail.com. So if you want more info and deeper, or you want to get more personal that you didn't want to share online, please book a reading with her. She's phenomenal and she is amazing. All right. Jen S., are you still here? Carissa says that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Thanks, Carissa. All right. Jen S., are you here?
If you're here, I pulled cards for you.
Oh, you already pulled her card? Okay.
If she's not here. Okay. So if you have a question, tell me your question, and then I'll talk about cards while you type your question in. And don't be afraid to call me out if I'm wrong.
You're not. Stop saying that. Stop it.
No. I don't want people to feel like they have to edit. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. I'm okay. I feel like I'm right. Like, I'm tapped in, and I'm giving you what I'm getting. So I can only give you to the end of my perspective, but I'm giving you what I'm getting. But if it's like, you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, that's okay too. Like, sometimes that's part of the process to be like, that doesn't make sense. And then I can tap back in, and it helps me be better at communicating what Spirit's giving me to give you. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm looking to be wrong. I never think I'm wrong. I have a bigger ego than I like to admit a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm a great communicator all the time either. So okay. I want to make room for that.
I give you that. Understandable. And you keep saying if I'm wrong, yada, yada. But I'm like, can I just tell you that every time that I've been on here, I've only seen people go like, yes, that makes perfect sense. So yeah.
You know, so, and it's funny because people,
wrong. Maybe
I'll, you know what? Wrong. Good point. Off. Or I missed the mark. I'll think of it that way. It doesn't seem so like self-deprecating, because that's not what I mean to be at all. Like, I've been working on that really hard. Oh, okay. Wait, I got to do Jennifer.
What do her guides want her to know?
Okay, I got the King of Swords, and then I pulled Ace of Pentacles, and then we have Five of Wands. And then I have Five of Pentacles, and then I have my Yes card. So I'm going to stop there. And she popped out again too. Seated in your place of power. Okay, so like lots of cards coming out everywhere for you. What do your guides want you to know? Are you actually talking to your guides? And if you are, do you know how to hear them talk back to you? Like, and I hope I'm not calling you out, because I'm not 100% sure if like what your business is based on. And if it's a spiritual place, that's okay. Not everybody communicates in person or in the divine the same way. So I just want to throw that out there. Thanks, Michael. So like, are you conversing with your guides? Like, are you receiving what they're giving you, or are you able or capable? Like, is it something that you're able to hear when they talk back to you? So I feel like if you're talking to them, are you able to hear them answer you? Because I feel like that's something, they have so much to tell you. I feel like they want to give you information, but it's really specific. Signs and synchronicities. Okay. I feel like that stands. I left my pendulum out. Do you use a pendulum? And look for signs and synchronicities. Yeah. I'm asking. I know it's silly I'm asking, but I feel like your guides want to connect with you more, and they've reached a point where as healers, as intuitives, as psychics, whatever, however we define our connection to the divine, we get to a place where we're able to hear something, right? Like, this is what I'm able to receive. Your guides are like, you got to go like this now because we have more. But we're going to talk to you differently now. We're going to be giving you information in a different new way. And we need you to be ready, willing, and accepting of that. Okay. A pendulum is twofold. I have an uneasy, not an uneasy, but just like a rough relationship with pendulums, because you're holding it and you're channeling, but it's you talking to you, or talking specifically to your highest self and all of that, right? So you have to build this relationship with trusting that you are clear enough channel to get the information and not just what you're telling yourself. They want you to hear that you're getting the whole picture and not just what you want to hear. Does that make sense to you? And trusting the information that you're getting and not needing to validate it over and over and over again. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 cards. I feel like there are 6 issues that are on the plate. Okay, good. I'm glad it makes sense. The theme. You're in line with the theme. You are to a place where you're sitting in your throne. You're in your power. You've grown so much. You have tangible evidence of your growth and power. You've locked yourself out of something still somewhere. The key's there, but it's almost as if you can't get to the key even though it's right in front of you. There is physical abundance that you are growing. Don't pick it too soon. Let it grow. It needs roots. When you plant a tree, you shouldn't pick the fruit the first year because you need the roots to grow. And if you do, they're not necessarily the fruit that you're going to see once your roots are established. Whatever it is you're growing, let the roots grow too. It takes time. Harvesting takes time. That's part of why it's difficult to grow things, right? It takes time, energy, and effort. And then we have this. Everyone out for themselves. But I keep hearing the word infighting. So you're infighting in your head, or you're in a place or organization where everybody's sort of just like bickering back and forth. And then everybody's trying to get the goal, but nobody's really listening to each other. I hope some of that or any of it's making sense and is hitting, because your guides want to talk to you so much about so much stuff. And however you've been getting information before wasn't as detailed as they want you to get and receive. So if those instances make sense, dive deeper. And if they don't, just keep them in the back of your mind. And as you look for synchronicities and ways to communicate more, then remember those situations that I talked about. And I have the yes card. So if you've been trying to make a choice about something, like you just like in, out, yes, do it, go for it. That's yes. The universe is like a strong ass yes. It's a yes. Whatever it is you've been worried about, it's a yes. So hopefully that makes sense too. And then you have the King of Swords. So it's this very defensive nature. That's all they want me to say about it. They don't want me to give you a lot of detail because they really want to talk to you personally. And they want you to find a new way to communicate. Whether it, and it's words. I feel like it's super involved with words, whether you're developing your sense of clairaudience or your ability for the clear vision. So like you open a book and this sentence just pops out at you and you're like, why am I reading this? But I have to read this sentence. That's a synchronicity and divine guidance. So if you're not doing that already, and if you are, keep doing it and challenge yourself more with it. And if you're not, start and see what you get. I'm not looking at the chat. Let's see. Yes, daily signs. No, yes. Okay. Hi, somebody. Okay. It's a lot. Like you have so much. I'm gonna go like this so you can look at it again. So where's the bottom? This way. Right? Self-defense, being on the defensive, because you are sitting on your throne. You're totally sitting on your throne and your power. It feels defensive. And then we have sitting on your throne of power and owning and knowing your knowledge and growth. And then we have feeling locked out. The key's there, but you haven't picked it up yet. And there's a reason why. You got to look at the reason why. Growth, needing roots before you harvest, giving something time to grow. And we have the infighting, everyone for themselves. That's not your vibe. That's not your vibe, right? Maybe it's not your tribe. And whatever it is you're working on, yes, a resounding yes. Tell me, does that make sense? Does it not make sense?
I like that. Does that make sense or not make sense? I like that better. Yes.
I didn't. Yeah.
Feedback. What's your feedback? How's
Yes.
that landing?
Feedback.
How's that
Oh, I like
landing
that. What's
for
the
you?
feedback?
Yeah.
Yes.
I already
Love that
messaged it to you.
I know I saw something pop up, but I'm like, I don't know if you're going to see me go like, what's going on?
Jen says
Still
chill.
then, okay, good.
And yes.
Good. I'm so glad. There's, I don't want to say there's a multitude, but there's a team, and they're very like, no words. We're going to talk to you. We're going to give you real information, not like, oh, there's a bird and it's 4 o'clock. And, no, it's going to be like, they want to talk to you. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be exciting. And yes, like a big fat yes. Okay. There was more, right?
Tana was next.
Tana, hi, Tana. Oh, and she had this. Let me see if it'll let me go. I love you guys. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with me and letting me be a part of your life and your energy. I super appreciate that. Okay, yes, like, okay. Okay, hi, Tana. It's me, it's Kat. How's it going? You got to hang out with more like-minded people, I think. I think that was the point of that feeling they wanted me to resound to you. I feel like there's a lack of communication with people who are growing you. Does that make sense? Oh, I got to go back down. It feels like so these are the cards I pulled. Victory, self-defeat. So it's like there's this speaking of pendulums. So when we're working on something, sometimes our energy, and there's a shame, I don't know, I'm feeling it again in my cheeks. There's a lot of shame, wounding, and energy coming through tonight. So I'm gonna just wipe my hands off so that like our message isn't tainted with shame. Because I feel like that's our wound tonight is shame. Look at that. It didn't even want to ting like, you guys. Okay. You're allowed. Fill in the blank, to be beautiful, to be seen, to be happy, to be right, to be wrong. You're allowed. You're allowed to want something and then change your mind. You are allowed to be successful. The thing that you're worried about being successful in is not going to be the end of you. You will not be punished for having what you want. Your desires are not dirty or bad, and you are deserving and worthy. Carry that with you in your heart. If you carry nothing else out with you tonight, that's what I want to give you. I see you. I feel your energy. Like I am tapping into this beautiful place in the ether where you've all gathered. And it's beautiful. And it's like this growing thing. And that's you. So as you're moving closer to something you so want, just remember that you're allowed to have it for as long as you want and or need it. And when you're done, it's okay to be done with that thing too and to find something new or different or change your mind. So just remember that that's part of the process when you're moving into any decision making in your life. It's okay and you're allowed to explore, look at it, and feel all your feelings and want things. Allowed to want things. Okay, so I definitely feel like you need to be fed more, like green growing things feels like I just keep seeing the tree in the back, right? I feel like You're a growing thing. And if you have a garden, you don't make your garden grow by pouring junk on it. Like you can't shove a Snicker in the ground next to your tree and think it's gonna like give you fruit. That's not gonna happen, right? You don't pour a Coke on it. You're gonna put water because that's what it needs to grow. You're going to put um you're gonna have a compost or fertilizer. You're gonna put things in it that make it, you know, flourish. Things that feed it essentially, not just uh, let it limps through, right? You're that. You're the growing thing. So you are definitely doing all the work, all that good stuff. But at the same time, I feel like there's still like a force that's still feeding you um, this energy, right? Like it's almost as if the feeling of, excuse me, confirmation verb. It's almost the feeling as if who you were and that's who you were in everyone's eyes and in your own eyes and who you are trying to come out of it. It's almost as if there's like this trap. Like I either have to be it all the way so that I don't get shot down in the process, right? As if there's those voices coming at you. But you have this. You're going to do it. There's no way you're not going to do it. I feel like you've decided it and now it's just getting there. But I definitely think what would help you on the path to getting to where it is that you want to be, and there's no ended state. FYI, I'm going to keep saying that there's no ended state. It's just like another like marker. If you played video games, it's your safe space and you're just going to move forward from there. And if you have an issue, you go back to your safe spot and you move forward again. There's no shame in it. We're just playing the game of life, right? We're just moving through. So you're definitely, yes, yeah, yes. It's great. It's beautiful. It's like a victorious feeling, this card. But this is like the old story getting stuck in other people's. And so, okay, so this was what they wanted to say because I got distracted. So it feels like almost as if the place between starting and where you're supposed to be is not okay. Like this learning space or this going through space or this almost space is like, we can't be there. We have to be here or we have to be here. Does that make sense? Like, I hope that feeling makes sense because I think that's what's feeding this. It's not allowing us to have, you know, grace for ourselves. It's not allowing a space of like growth. I want to say true growth, but like true, what does that mean? But like it's in the space of allowance. I think there was another amazing intuitive on here that gave me this advice and I want to share it, but I want to make sure I give them credit. So I'll try to find out who it was and put it in the chat. They were like, you have to give yourself the ability to grow. You have to let yourself not treat it as in like a test and as like the space of allowing yourself to do it wrong, do it right, do it wrong, do it a little bit different and do it this way. And then so that when you get to the part, you realize there was no ended space. It was just a progression. So you get to progress through what you're looking for. You don't have to be at the ended state every step of the way. Does that make sense? Like you're doing the work, but you're holding yourself to this really crazy, strict standard. Look how bound up she is, right? And all of these nagging doubts, thoughts, outside influences, and opinions of you. I feel like there's a lot of outside opinions that are entrapping you too in that space. Um, you're totally right. I don't like giving health stuff, but emotional health wise, if this is what we're looking to do, we want to look here, what at that space between. I've been talking about the between space for a minute now. Like that's the theme, I guess, for the week for myself. I talked about it on the about the exercise on the Connect-a-thon. So I hope you guys, if you guys didn't see it, go watch the replay. It was awesome. So the space between is where all the magic happens. It's where that's where it is. That's where the energy is. It's the between space. I decided it. I got to what I decided. This is the magic spot in between. We have to like be reasonable about our expectations about what this is going to look like. There's no supposed to, there's no checklist, there's no have to or not have to. There just simply is moving through it, trying something else. What works for me, what doesn't work for me. Talk to me, Tana. How does that feel? Okay. So, I feel like you want to ask me, so what do I do? Honestly, your guys are like, it doesn't really matter. As long as you go into whatever it is you decide to try with I want to say less expectations, less constraints on yourself about what you're expecting to happen or not happen. Okay. Like, I know there's something that you really need. Like, it's here. I feel like it's right here. You need this. Ooh, you need this. But everything you do is, there's this little tinge of like desperation almost. And like, it's the last thing I can do to get it. It's the last thing I can do to get it. But that's not your truth, because you keep finding more last things to do it. So don't lean into that energy as much as, what about this? Spirit's going to give me something else if this, and if this isn't it, that's okay. Let me try this now. Let me find a new person. Let me try talking to people who I normally wouldn't have talked to because their positivity felt false. Kind people, when you're used to unkind people, seem really fake and false. So you got to test out your meter of what's real and what's not real when it comes to that feeding your tree, not a Snickers, but a good, healthy bit of water, right? So those are the kind of relationships I think are going to help you to be able to move through that situation, that in-between state. Let's flip on the thing. Like, I, you know what I mean? Like, to here. Okay. I love you. I hope that helped and it made sense. And if you need anything else, let me know. You can message me too. I know we're on so late. And I think there was one more, right, Jen?
No, Tana was the last one. Vanita did come on and
good.
say hi. I don't know if anyone else is watching, and if you want to do like another one, or we wrap up in the meantime.
It's up to you. Yeah,
Okay.
if nobody else is on, we can wrap up because I know we went way over. Like, that's my jam. Could stay here forever. And then if someone's on there, let me know real fast. And if not, that's okay.
Is anyone here in this moment right now that wants a question before we wrap it up?
We can wrap it up. If our emperor comes on in the replay, thank you, Tana. You're amazing. Here's our emperor magic sitting, because we had a lot of feminine energy coming through and we have some masculine energy moving into the group. So I just want to throw this out there to the divine masculine, that you are needed, wanted, desired, and accepted, and we don't hold the expectations that you may perceive. We are just looking for the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and your energy is welcome here. And I do feel like we have some emperor energy moving in to our space, and I just want to welcome you into our space. So that's it for me. Thank you, guys. I can't express how much gratitude I feel in my heart for everyone who shows up and lets me be a part of their energy and their life and their day. My intention that I set for tonight was to be helpful to people, to genuinely get people to a place where they can move forward in their life. That's the intention I set for tonight. I wanted to be able to help you see, because you have to be the one that does the work in your life. I can send you energy and get you through a rough spot, but after that, you still have to be the one that takes charge of your life and moves in a direction that brings you contentment, joy, whatever, allows you to ride the wave, so that when it's bad, it's still not that bad. And when it's great, it's still not, the pendulum swings. You know that, and you can ride the wave better. So that was my goal for the evening. I hope I helped. I love you. Please email me if you want to do a private reading, or you want to book a session for crystal healing or anything like that at my office. I'm in Modesto. Jennifer is amazing. If you are not a member of the network, it's totally worth your time. There's so many networks out there that have memberships that don't even give half of what we're giving. Like, we're giving so much free just in this Facebook group. It's so much more in depth and meaty when you go to the workshops or you go to people's events. There's people out there giving directly from their heart, and the connect, what's it called? The social circle. I've not been to one yet that I haven't walked away from like a reading with somebody. Like we go in and we talk and we're just like, hey, I got a hit. You want it? Like, hell yeah, I want your hit. Give it to me, sister, right? Or brother, whoever's there. So if you're interested, do it. You know, no pressure, because we're still here no matter what, wherever you are in your journey. Lots of love. I don't know, Jen, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Yeah, well, someone asked for your email, so I'm putting that up real quick. So email Kat for any services you want to book with her privately. She does virtual and in-person in Modesto, starcat2015@gmail.com. She also has a variety of services and amazing prices as well. So highly recommend her as you experienced today. And yes, thank you, Kat, about the network. We are running a special right now that if anyone joins us before the 16th, which is Thursday, and this week is open house for all the events. I haven't had I put so much into the Connect-a-thon that like I haven't really got to promote all the open events this week. So tomorrow we have the social circle, which I believe you're the healer for. And on your calendar. So I hope you show up, because then I'll be screwed. No, I'm just kidding. Someone will always step in the network. That's how it works, which is amazing. And it's so fun. It's 5:30 to 7. And then on Thursday, we have Cosmic Marketing. This is a member event that is open house as well, with Danny C. Muniz at 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Please sign up. You can go to jenniferhart.com if you are interested in joining us. And the bonus is if you join us as a member in the network before the 16th, we have 25 prizes to give away for the next 25 members who join us before the 16th. So you will basically, at this point, I'm just going to say you're guaranteed a prize. And they're amazing, ranging from ebooks all the way up to business services, readings, sessions. The average price is probably, let me look. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, let me tell you what the average price is of this.
I want to be in the drawing.
I know. We're going to do a secret. We're going to do a holiday blessings exchange where we can all donate a prize. It doesn't tell me the average. Average is $373 per prize. So it's over $6,300 in prizes. And people added some more. So over $6,300 in prizes that we have to give away, donated services from the guides in the network. That's how much they love it and believe in it and want to call in more people. And when you were saying, I did, Tana, you need me to put it up again. Her email is up here. If you look, StarCat.
You can message me too, Tana. You can totally message me. Yeah. Like Facebook, because we're Facebook friends.
Yes. Yeah. You can always message Kat too. Yeah. She'll get you all set up, and me too. And I'll get you to Kat. But yeah, so we're calling in the new members. I thought you were going to say there's more masculine energy coming to the networks. I'm like, we need more guys. We only have like 4 guys, and like the rest is women, 5 guys maybe. And then it's all women. So come on in. All right. And if you need any details or have questions about the network, the open houses, want to register, want to come check it out and join us, message me or go to my website, jenniferhart.com. Thank you so much, Kat, for everything. You're just so freaking awesome. And I love you. And I have never, ever saw anybody not say, that was so spot on. So I like the word make sense and feedback. I think that's better. That feels better than the wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. No. I've not ever seen you be wrong. So I love that. I love that we do this together, and then we get even better all the time. Like, this is what it's about, especially if you're an aspiring guide or you have a business, like doing the collaborations, the support. I like doing this because I don't always have to come on with Kat. She can do it all by herself. But I'm like, can I come on tonight? I want to make some announcements. It's open house. I love to hang out. It's so fun. And so thank you for letting me hang out. And thanks to everyone who came and participated, because it's a co-creation and we couldn't do it without you. If you weren't here, we'd have no one to talk to. It'd be just me and Kat reading, doing each other readings. I don't even know, like just chatting it up, which people might enjoy as well, because we're pretty funny, I think. And I love that you just you do what I do. Like when you're talking, doing the readings, I'm like doing hand gestures so I can communicate and be like, yeah. And you're like, let me shuffle the cards. And I'm like, shuffle those cards, girl. Yeah, we're on it. It's like Penn and Teller over here, except we're maybe a little bit less G-rated. Yeah, definitely. Okay. I'll keep talking if you let me. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have an amazing night. Thank you, Kat. Bye.